Sure. So my name is Rivett Carnac, and I work on climate change. So I've worked on climate change for about 25 years, and I'm a political strategist. So I ran the political strategy for the Paris Agreement, and I now work for multiple different political leaders and other leaders, as well as organizations, helping them be effective advocates for global agreements on climate change and action on climate change at all levels. I ran the strategy, as I said, for the Paris Agreement, and I spent 4 years trying to figure out this quite complicated sort of horse trading between various different nations and other stakeholders to reach the first global agreement on climate change. We very deliberately traded environmental sufficiency for political expediency in Paris. We knew we couldn't solve things completely with that agreement, but we also knew that failure was disastrous. So I hope that what that's done is send a signal that the humanity can come together and do big things, but obviously there's an unraveling going on at the moment with the US. I think what we're seeing now is a shift from a form of exploitation to a form of regeneration. I think we're seeing a regenerative attitude towards human relationships and towards the natural world. And to me, that would be an expression of active and participatory peacemaking. Like having a role at this pivotal moment in history to try to help humanity shift away from this extractive mindset towards being regenerative is sort of the biggest privilege that we could possibly imagine being alive right now. The actions that we take in the next 10, 20 years, it's no understatement to suggest that they will affect the future of humanity for any time frame that has any meaning for us, thousands of years. So for us to be alive now and to have the chance to make a difference is a sort of privilege beyond imagining. I think that the biggest obstacle is short-termism. Society works at the speed of the next quarterly report, the next election cycle, the next tweet, the next news cycle, and almost invariably, big, significant, interesting things require more patience than those cycles require. So the only thing you can do if you're looking at peace is to try and put your arms around the whole of the problem and say, how do we move this whole mess from this one state to this whole situation here? Because the temptation is to look at interventions by government, corporate interventions, the role of civil society. That doesn't work anymore. You need to look at the interactions and the interplay of this messy, holistic system and shift the whole system. Because otherwise you'll end up with these aberrant effects that will destabilize it and will prevent us from making progress. I think that the best thing that people can do is develop their tolerance for ambiguity, take risks, be prepared to do things that are outside their comfort zones, do things for the first time, not follow a particular set path. Because, and I'm personally not a big believer in life goals. I'm a big believer in following the next shiny thing that you see around you and diving in and passionate pursuit of short-term goals. Once you achieve them, the next shiny thing will appear, and you can then follow that. And like that, you can make much more rapid progress. I'm always deeply suspicious of people with long-term goals, because it means you lose sight of what's around you. And you may achieve it in the end, but it will probably be meaningless if you do. Much more important is like, what can I do now, the next 6 months? What's around me? What tools have I got? How do I pursue that with passion? So I just wrote a book. It's called The Future We Choose. I wrote it with my business partner and former boss at the United Nations, Christiana Figueres. It is about our experiences in creating the Paris Agreement and how we think those can be applied more broadly to the world to help us overcome this more difficult moment now. So, available on 25th of February.
That's amazing.